Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so you can be notified when I go live or upload a new video. And please like this video. We're trying to reach our goal of 10,000 subscribers so we can have our gift card giveaway. And I want to go ahead and get in this video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
Good to be true. That's what I keep hearing. There's no way I found her. You're too good to be true. That's what I keep hearing. There's no way I found her.
No man make me feel like I'm not good enough because he chose another woman. You only chose her because I didn't choose you, babe. I chose myself. I'm not an option. I take loving myself and my worth very personal. Try again.
It seems like this girl is falling back into old patterns. Pretty much, you know, and you guys can accept this or you cannot accept this, but in my opinion, she did not leave Nature Boy because of the DV. I believe she was willing to accept that part about him, but what she couldn't accept was him being with other women. Just as she says right here, that she's not going to accept that. And it's just like I was explaining to you guys in so many other videos, that when you are infested with these high-ranking demons, such as Velvet and Nature Boy had or has, they are very, very good at what they do. Whether it's using God to trick you, to make you believe something that's not true, whether it's using the Bible and God's Word to trick you, that's what they'll do. And I knew that she wasn't going to be able to hide it very long. She's slowly starting to come back into herself because she can't hide it. She's not going to be able to hide it for very long. Now, as we progress through, you know, give it a little bit more time, we're going to be seeing more and more of her coming back. She's going to start slowly getting loud again, prideful, and this is just who she is. We've already caught her just about almost cussing a few times, cursing a couple of times in her videos, but these demons they're very smart. They're very smart, and they will catch themselves when they're trying to deceive you. And she has caught herself. She's stopped herself from cursing. She has portrayed herself to be something that she's really not. And I hope that, you know, I know she has a lot of supporters. You know, I was almost misled myself. I wanted to believe that she was for the right thing, but I don't believe that anymore. I'm starting to see that thing inside of her coming out again. So I want to play a video, a clip of a video that I did on, it was a commentary that I did on Velvet when she had left Carbonation. Now you're going to hear me speaking in this and just giving my opinion on things, and it's something that, and she talks a whole lot about, you know, Sheba, and this may be one of the reasons why she left. When she left is because Nature Boy was paying too much attention to Sheba, and she wanted to tell the story of what had happened with Sheba, but she of course left out her involvement in it. But she lets us slip. Without letting us slip out, she lets us slip out her involvement in it. And the thing that I have with her is that a lot of you guys, a lot of people will say she doesn't have to tell her story. She doesn't have to say what happened to her. And you're right, she don't. She don't have to be out here telling her story, but she is. And when she is telling her story, she's not she's letting on like she's a Christian and that she's repented. But then in the next sentence, she's telling how she was a light to these women, how she was good to them, how if it wasn't for her, that that they wouldn't have been okay. That she didn't do anything. And she's famous for saying, I didn't do nothing to nobody. I don't know why everybody's, doing this or feels this way about me, because I don't do nothing to nobody. And that's just it. If you're saying that you've repented, that you've come to Christ, then you're not saying in the next sentence, you're not denying things that you've done. Instead, if you didn't want to talk about it, that's fine. That's one thing. But you're choosing to talk about it. And when you choose to talk about it, you're denying any involvement in anything. You're portraying yourself as someone who is totally innocent. So that leads me to think, when you repented to God, like you said that you did you repent for anything that you were involved in? Because when you're online, you're denying everything. And with her, there's just no accountability. She doesn't even come out to say, you know what, I've done some things that I'm not proud of. But I can't take it back. I apologize. But no, she comes out and she holds firm that she was a light to these women. And I truly believe that she would still be with Nature Boy if Nature Boy would give up the other women. I believe that she didn't leave because of the DV. And I do believe she's tricking people. But that's just my opinion. As a Christian, you try to be a humble person. You're not out here loud. You're not threatening to sue people. You're not, it's just, let's go ahead and watch this video.
Feelings towards Omek. I have no hard feelings toward, anybody else within the spectrum of carbonation that went there and left, and we had our disagreements and our arguments, and I might have fought you, I might have punched you, whatever. I have no bad blood.
Yeah, the thing is that because of your goddess status, you felt like it was okay for you to put hands on other people and hurt other people. And here you admit to it.
With those people, because those people were in the same situation as me. They were being manipulated just like me in a different way, and everybody went through it in their own way. And that was none of our faults. Anybody who has ever went to carbonation and left, that was none of our faults. That was something that we had to experience for our spiritual development. so that we can push forward into our lives and forgive more and love more and protect ourselves more and protect all those around us who love us more. And so at the time, you know, Nature Boy comes into the kitchen, backtrack to the situation where we got together. He comes into the heart and he comes into the kitchen and he's like, I want to be with you. He's wooing me at this point. And so I'm like, okay, I'll be with you. Honeymoon stage for a couple months. As soon as, you know, he was done with his fixation on me and done with doing everything that he could possibly do with me, he was looking for something else. And Sheba was there. And he had sex with Sheba and he took her virginity. And when he took her virginity,
see, she's even downplaying it right now, and she's saying that he had sex with Sheba. He took her virginity. Okay, well, let's just go on and hear what she has to say before I say anything else here.
He wanted me to console her. He wanted me to be there for her. And
okay, why would you need to console her? She wanted to say caress her. But why would he want you to console her? I mean, was she so upset by what you guys did to her that she needed to be consoled and, you know?
And tell her I love you and everything that a man is supposed to do for a woman when he breaks her virginity, or what's supposed to happen when a man breaks a woman's virginity, he wanted me to do. And I just did not understand that because I didn't break her virginity. I didn't want.
But what you're doing right now is you are on here trying to, hoping that she sees this, and you're trying to downplay the situation because you know what you guys did to her. And don't say that you didn't want to do that and that you weren't involved in that, or maybe it was so violent, I don't know. But maybe it was so bad that maybe you did feel bad, a little bit bad for what happened to her. But you were right there. You were right involved in it. Allegedly.
Want to break her virginity with you.
Oh.
It was a situation where when her virginity got...
Wait a minute. You don't want to break her virginity.
I love you and everything that a man is supposed to do for a woman when he breaks her virginity, or what's supposed to happen when a man breaks a woman's virginity, he wanted me to do. And I just did not understand that because I didn't break her virginity. I didn't want to break her virginity with you. It was a situation where when her virginity...
Yeah. You can't explain this away. Now you're trying to act like that you didn't want to help him violate her. But we've seen you in bed with him with other women. So we know that you do that. We've seen the count and have heard the countless of other people who have made videos about you trying to have sex with them and their wives.
He got broken. We was in a tent and I was totally against it, and he was like, you need to act okay, you need to act like you want to do this because
You're totally against someone getting violated. Okay. And then he's trying to tell you to act like that you want to do this.
this is what you decided to do, and this is what you agreed that you was gonna do, and making me feel bad and giving me this guilt trip about being like against what he was doing. And so I had to sit there and watch it without wanting to do it. And Sheba definitely came to me for support and encouragement, and she leaned on me as a confidant. So
no, she was probably asking you not to let this happen to her. If the truth be known, she was probably asking you not to let this happen to her.
At that time, all I could do was explain to her my perspective on why I did not like it. And there's still to this day probably a misunderstanding with that, but
what's the misunderstanding? Are you sitting here trying to make it appear as if it was just a misunderstanding? We didn't mean to take your virginity. We didn't mean to violate you, probably so violently. You disgust me. So if you guys remember, this was back when she had first left, and she, there was things coming out. Her and Nature Boy was going back and forth with each other online, and he's like, well, I know a lot of stuff on you. You can't press charges on me, because if anything you do to me, you're going to also face the same, because you were right there with me during it all. Your hands are dirty, just like mine are. And this is what has kept Velvet from talking. And so during this time, this is why Velvet was going live. She was doing damage control. And as you heard, she was saying how I didn't want to take her virginity with you. But that means that she did, right? You heard it out of her own mouth. I believe she was helping him groom the new women as they were coming in. She groomed them, prepared them. And this is just allegedly. This is just, in my opinion. And then when she got jealous, and it wasn't because she felt bad, she didn't want to do anything she didn't want to participate in it. No. She was getting jealous. She didn't want her man with any other woman. Even if he was taking it violently or whatever they were doing. He wanted her to console Sheba afterwards. And it wasn't just with Sheba that this had happened with. Allegedly. So she probably not only groomed them and prepared them for it, but she had to console them in the end of it to calm them down. Now, I'm sorry, but I have told you guys this before on where I stand with this. when you have such a high ranking demon such as what they had, you have to repent and you have to rebuke whatever it is that's inside of you. When and how did this happen? When? How? Because you don't tell us that part. You're very careful of what you say online. In fact, you don't say anything. Because you are so afraid that it's all going to come out, everything that you've done. So you're very good at what you do. You're very trickery in the things that you do. You've allowed people to believe that you have turned to Christ, that you've repented. But somebody who repents, what is repentance? It's feeling bad for what you've done. It's feeling sorrow. It's having a heavy heart. But I don't. When have you still say that you are a light to these women? How about just leaving things between you and God? What is between you and God? Instead of coming online and trying to make yourself innocent, instead of doing damage control, instead of, trying to pretend like you're something that you're not. Because even when Malia was in the hospital, you didn't feel bad for anything. I don't even, maybe, if I knew that, if I bet somebody and they end up getting septic or infection or whatever it is that happened to her, probably that in mixture with a lot of going in the back door probably played a lot in what happened with Malia, and a set of infection rearranged her organs. I don't know. But you didn't even feel a little bit bad. Even to this day, you don't. And then just here a couple of days ago, we hear you call Neytiri goddess. There's no true Christian that's going to call ever another human being a god or a goddess. Okay? Now I know a lot of you guys out there like to think that women are goddesses and that they're, no. A mere human cannot be a god or a goddess. Now, sometimes there may be people out there that don't agree with that, and that's okay. Let's go ahead and get in this video, the rest of this video.
For sure, this is a message to Sheba.
Oh, now you want to leave a
message.
message.
When a man decides to take your virginity, he's not supposed to pass you to another man. Especially in this, if it's not a situation where you got your virginity broken and you decided that you didn't want to fuck with him no more because of his ways, then that's on you. But if a man breaks your virginity and then passes you to another man as if he haven't even broken it, even if he's with another woman, then he's not the one for you. And he just took He just took.
Yeah,
he took from
it.
you. He took your innocence.
And so did you.
From you, Sheba, Kendra, because you'll never get that back. And when years pass, you're going to remember.
So you're trying to make her believe that it was him that did this to her. And you're trying to make yourself look like the little innocent velvet that you're not. You're not innocent of these things.
That moment, and you're gonna cry as a woman because of what you let happen to you, because of what he was telling you, what he was trying to make you believe was true, which wasn't. So
because of what you let happen to you. Okay. Did she have a choice? Did Sheba have a choice in this situation? I mean, really, did she? I mean, obviously she came crying to you for you to console her, or at least that's how you're trying to make it sound like. So it was obviously something that she didn't want. Something she didn't choose to do. But once it's done, they're brainwashed into believing that what happened to them was okay. That's your God. And if you objected, you probably were maybe slapped, or, you know, the rest of you ganged up on them when it happened. So after believing all this stuff and being brainwashed and thinking that what just happened to you was your fault, or that it wasn't really our thing that happened, that this is your God, and that you should be feeling honored that he chose you. Right? And this is how you help groom these women. This is how you got in their mind. And it wasn't just Velvet. They're all in it together. And the sad thing is that this didn't just happen to Sheba. It happened also to Zoka. And that girl is so far gone right now that she may never come back from it, from the things that she's been through in there. I know that you like to portray yourself as the victim, just as like these other women. And you were doing a lot of that when you were doing this damage control, when you were doing these videos. That you were just the victim too. But let me tell you something. The difference between you and those women is that you were their God. You were their goddess. You're the one that was in charge. You're the one that was over them. They took their orders from you and from Nature Boy. They served you. They rubbed your feet. They kissed your feet. They did what you told them to do. They took your orders. When you just gave your little message to Sheba, you had animosity in your mouth. You didn't have any sympathy or love or sorriness for what you did. It sounded like you had animosity towards her. What, because he wanted her for a minute? And That's why you're saying, oh, Sheba, or whatever your name, what you want to call yourself. Is that being a light to somebody? Is that, you know, these people, they took their orders from you guys. Because to you and Nature Boy, they were just the peasants. Right? And you were their god. You were their goddess. And this is why I warn people to be careful, because whatever's inside this girl, it's dark. And I've been seeing it. I had hope. I had so much hope for her. I really did. But I still try to be careful. Because you don't want to be tricked by a demon. You don't want to be misled. You don't want to be led astray. Yeah, it's your soul, so you have to protect your soul. And you can't fall for these false prophets. You can't fall for these trickeries. Whatever's inside of her, it's dark. Whatever, just like inside Nature Boy. It's dark. Now the little peasants, they might have these little demons in them. But it's nothing compared to what these two have. And y'all can say, she's a victim. He did horrible things to her. You're right. They probably did horrible things to each other. They both probably fought, and he probably... We all seen what he did to her 4th of July when they put a circle around her. That's not why she left him. And she continues to say that it's because she didn't want to live this poly life. This high-ranking demon inside of her is not going to allow this man to be sleeping with the peasants. It's not going to happen. She has a jealous spirit. And it's not her. It's that thing inside of her. Her and Nature Boy were in charge. Even to this day, there are still members that still look at her as a goddess. So, let's move on.
And this is just woman to woman. You know, Kendra, I'm not here to put your business out there, but it's out there. Our whole life is out there. We can't sit around and act like it's not. So, the message to you is, you know, when I was seeing...
All you're doing is damage control. You're doing damage control by trying to be the innocent one, because you're afraid that if she leaves Carbonation and she finally gets rid of whatever demon is inside her and she gets help that she needs, that she's going to realize, well, she already realized, that you guys violated her. And you're afraid that you're so afraid that all of your crap is going to come to light someday, and it will.
When I was with you at the time, Sheba, when I was with you, Kendra, whatever you like to call yourself, when I was with you, I noticed a lot of depression, a lot of misunderstanding, confusion in a lot of areas that you can't...
There was no confusion. There was no misunderstanding. you guys allegedly violated her. That's why she was depressed.
Can't even grasp yourself because you're a very logical person, but because you're subjecting yourself to believe what Nature Boy is saying, you are turning a blind eye to your gut feeling. You are turning a blind eye to what you know to be true. So while you're denying yourself emotionally, spiritually, and physically, you're draining yourself. Your physical body is going to be deprived because you're not taking the necessary steps to claiming your salvation and claiming your power, claiming your individuality, claiming the soul that you are, because you have relinquished your energy to a man that is just a flesh like you are, and let him have control over your mind. And as long as you give him that power, and as long as you allow him to manipulate and control you, your life will go down and down and down and down and down and down and down. And I'm here to tell you through experience. Carbonation, y'all like to look at me like I'm the bad person. Y'all like to look at me like I'm the demon, like I'm the person that doesn't know what I'm talking about. But for one thing for sure, when I was there, I was not happy. And everybody around me was not fully happy. And I can tell. People in Carbonation, you might put out a song here and there. You might do a painting here and there. You might do a video talking about the knowledge here and there. But what the truth is that all of you are trying to fill a void. And you're trying to find yourselves in the knowledge and trying to find yourself through the painting and through through Nature Boy's validation. But like I said, no one can ever give you that. You have to claim that for yourself. You have to believe in yourself. And it's going to come a time when you're going to want to express yourself physically, emotionally. You can't stay quiet for long. You cannot give your soul to someone else with all of the thoughts that you still have and all of the ideas that you still have, and not say anything about it and not share anything about it. There's going to come a day where you're going to want to speak out about these things. So,
and you know that too. That's why you're trying to do damage control right now. You should be ashamed of yourself. And you're always saying, I'm the victim. I'm the victim. I don't do nothing to nobody. How many people have you violated alongside with Nature Boy? How many people have you led to hell because you're trying to convince them that they're God? You pray to the universe. You don't pray to the one true God. You are still the same demonic person that you were when you were there. You have repented of nothing. Then there's allegations of what you and Nature Boy have done to your own daughter, allegedly. We see videos of your daughter trying to grab at her father's private. It's disgusting. The things that they videotape themselves an awful lot. They really do. But there's a whole lot that we don't see that goes on behind closed doors. Anywhere they go, there's allegations of them sexually assaulting people. They cause chaos everywhere they go. It's just, I don't know. It's disgusting. I don't like doing these videos about these people because I get sick. Because I know the evil that's in them. I can see it. And it disgusts me. And if you're watching this and you or any type of a decent person, you can see what's in these people. And it's not good at all. But it has to be exposed. And so that's why I do these videos on these people. Carbonation. She really sets herself up on a high horse, and she glorifies herself. She, right now she's doing damage control because it thinks she knows she's done. That's what she's doing in this video. And then she's trying to lay almost everything onto Nature Boy and put all that responsibility onto him. Just because you're a girl, that doesn't mean that you also didn't participate in violating that girl. And she's all the time saying, Nature Boy is lucky to have me. She sets herself up as a god, and it's disgusting. And they all need to repent. So there you have it. A little blast from the past. And leave in the comment section. Let me know if you guys really think that this girl has changed. If she's... I believe that she's portrayed herself as someone who has changed and went to the Lord and repented and blah, blah, blah. Well, let me tell you something. It's coming back out slowly, the real her. And I believe soon we're going to see the full Velvet again. So I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Leave in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think.